Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everybody. Thanks a lot for joining us. We're here and we're live and we're getting set for the Christmas game week. No, not quite the Christmas game week, but the Christmas weekend game week. And we're here for the Sorare Deadline Show. I am Quinny, of course, and I'm joined as ever by my co-pilot, Harry Trades. Harry, my man, good to see you.
Good to see you, mate. Yeah, we're getting close to the promised land, aren't we? Of the SPFL seasonal smash,
seasonal takeover.
Yeah.
Loving it. And lots of you are joining us live and loud, getting the fist bumps in on arrival. And guys, by the way, before we kick off, there's a bunch of you here. And this is definitely the hardcore crew that are here bang on time for kickoff, of course. Last week, we absolutely smashed through the likes like nobody's business. And I don't know about you, Harry, but I felt like the good luck was in the air. I felt like a lot of people brought in some good scores, got some good stuff. Didn't quite come all the way on for me. I made one or two. I got a wee bit unlucky with one or two players, but it's no accident, it's no mistake, like we smash the likes and look what happens. People get good stuff out of boxes, people pick the right captains. It's crazy how these things work, so get in, get comfy, get locked in as we go through all the predicted lineups, powered by Predictify, of course, who are running a fantastic giveaway now as well for someone to win a free membership. So be sure to check out @Predictify on Twitter for details around that and to make sure you get involved as well. They do a lot to support this show in particular, as well as me and Harry Boy here. So get involved in the promotion because it's definitely a doozy, and it's a great service, it's a great site. Of course, we use it every week here, and I know a lot of you guys come to rely upon the intel that we get on the deadline. And I was saying to Harry Boy before coming in, I'm beaming from ear to ear. We've had the Celtic press conference come out at 12 o'clock, so it's total chill factor over here. We've got the intel we need. The predicted 11 for that is out, pretty accurate on latest information, and we're getting a lot of that coming out this this kind of day to day. I've seen lots of news coming out before the deadline. So guys in the live chat, as ever, do your part. Anything you're catching on the timeline, get it shared in here. We're live on YouTube, Twitch, Twitter or X, whatever you want to call it. Wherever you do find the broadcast, like, share, retweet, of course, all that good stuff, because we need all that luck coming our way in every direction possible to make sure that we get the right captains, we don't get the DNPs, and when we open up the boxes, we don't get level ups, unless it's one of those level up only boxes. How many level ups did you get, Harry, out of that baddie?
I can't remember if it was the latest one or the one before that, but I know I got 10 limited ones at some point during this, the 20 days that we've had. I don't think it was the most recent one, though. I'm sure it was like the first one, if that makes sense. Couldn't tell you the most recent one. What about you?
On the Zero to Hero account, we got the 10 pop out, which was fun. Nice. But I think on mine, it was like 2 or something like that.
I had a nightmare. Obviously, I won the 10, like say 2 weeks ago or whatever. I think, it would have been last Road to Glory, and I've clicked record. I've recorded the whole episode, leveled up all like 10 players, obviously, or whatever. And my fucking mic was like corrupt. Like the white, I bought a new like USB to USB-C, like I don't know, adapter or whatever. Not because the other one was broke, just because I just saw it in the shop. I was like, why not just buy it? And it's a dud, I think. So I had to re-upload it, and then like I couldn't show me like leveling up my players. I didn't even bother mentioning it. Like I just did it, and it was a bit of a nightmare, really. But whatever.
It's funny you say that, because I heard Laird had a similar experience last week, and when I was recording Zero to Hero this week, and I got the level, I was opening the boxes. I opened 4 boxes. It wasn't until after I realised that I had my mic muted as well, and I had to go back and re-record it, and then just say sorry, guys, and then just put the bit on. There was a bit of that in the air. It feels like
Yeah, they're trying to catch us out. To be fair, looking back, I could have just used the visual and like I probably could have done that actually looking back, but I was just so pissed off that the mic was just...
It gets you, doesn't it?
Yeah, well, it was around the time. Remember when everyone was saying on your stream that like your mic was being a bit weird? Do you remember that?
Mm-hmm.
The next day is when I obviously bought this, and then I went live, or we were maybe both live for the deadline show, maybe, and my mic was like jumping, and then I noticed it in the like, because it's live, you don't actually hear it, obviously. I went to record, like I said, and it was just making like a weird noise. So I had to change everything around, and it's working now, I think. So
sounding great, Harry Boy. And everyone's flooding in across the platforms. Fist bumps to everyone on arrival. Great to see you all. And this is a big weekend. We've got the Hit Your Target Christmas special, which has been a lot of fun to prepare for as well. For my main account, I'm kind of not totally prioritizing it, but I'm certainly with some of the missing pieces in France and 1 or 2 other places, like it makes maybe a bit more sense for me. Listen, let's go try and get a wee cheeky £100 gift card, as it were, for Christmas, and see if over the festive we can maybe snipe ourselves a bit of a bargain. But Otherwise, it's kind of as you were. A lot of regions are kind of wrapping up now. There's a lot of really important matches at this time of year, even though the fixture might not look that great, like it's a top v bottom or something. But this is a time of year where points are valuable. Teams want to go on runs. They want to like bookmark the end of the first half of the season, in good fashion and whatever. And we flip the page up. It is top end teams in local divisions, isn't it?
Yeah, big time. I mean, I'm like building lineup yesterday. I realized how many like players and I don't know regions and leagues that I was kind of missing. But it also felt really like compact, if that makes sense. Like there was no fluff. There was no sort of loose ends that I had to like just look at. Like even though I'd like League One to be here because that's where most of my in-season champ stuff is. Like just as far as like how the matchups go and who is playing right now league-wise, like it's quite it's quite just condensed. And I didn't really mind that, to be honest. It's less things to worry about in general. Obviously, if you're playing the region specific, like, Bundesliga is the same for Prem. Obviously, no League One for Champ. But as far as like Challenger and stuff goes, I guess there is quite a few, big matchups showing up here, but not as much as we normally see, Quinny. Okay, the top two, but Leeds don't have in-season cards. You've got Sporting down there who have been woeful away from home. Gala have been really good, to be fair, but still conceding goals. Like Chal looks, I know we haven't scrolled down yet, but nothing like outside of Benfica there, nothing's jumping out at me for Challenger. You've obviously got quite a few champ boys in there with Bayern, Atalanta, Madrid, of course, traveling back from, was it Doha or wherever they played? They played some, I think it was, wasn't it?
Oh, definitely Middle East.
Yeah, I recognize the stadium, but I didn't watch the game. But yeah, Leverkusen at home. There's quite a few punchy ones in there, but nothing like, there's only 3 above 80. Like there's not, normally we see a lot more dark greens there. And then like, without sort of jumping ahead, like 60 finishes quite quickly, like there's just not that many games going on.
That's right. It's very open. It's not very long at all, is it, in terms of the key matchups? Porto, Middlesbrough, Rijeka kind of catch my eye ever so slightly just because of some of the cards I've kind of seen on lineup building and stuff. I quite like the Fulham game when I was looking through the Premier League this weekend. Like Fulham have got nice cards, and at home at Southampton, who are between managers, they've also appointed Juric today. And I don't know if he's seen this, right? Some of the Sorare scouts and managers maybe know Ivan Juric more than the average football fan on the street, as it were. I thought the Torino team was pretty mince. I think that's going to end up pretty. I don't think it's going to end up doing pretty well. But it's funny how like football Twitter is just, like, honestly, see if you follow any like Twitter football account, like a journalist or whatever, they're all just saying the same shit. Like he does the best with like not a lot, and he's a madman, and he fights the guy in the car park, and blah blah blah. And it's like, Jesus, man, like everyone is just like read one article, haven't they? And they're all just regurgitating it. The Verona team, but was like quite exciting. That was when I had some Verona cards. That's when Caprari and like Simeone and some of these guys were like doing really well when Verona were hot for like 6 months.
Yeah.
So he does have a wee bit of that in him, but the Torino team were fucking rank. You know what I mean? And then the Roma job, like obviously that's a car crash from start to finish because of De Rossi and everything. But yeah. Anyway, Southampton away to Fulham feels like a good one for Fulham.
Yeah, definitely. Prem in general seems a bit light, doesn't it? Really, like nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing vacating the top 12 or so or whatever until we get to Fulham, and then you've got a bit of Arsenal away to Palace, who played each other midweek. I know there was rotations and whatever, and then we get to Chelsea, another away game. So Prem feels rather open. Not to say Chelsea can't go do the business and Arsenal couldn't either, but like Prem just from probability wise, win probabilities are just very low, and the best ones are basically all away apart from the Fulham one. So it's getting the Fulham team right, isn't it? Like it is, you have to contend with that. Who actually pops off? There's obviously a few obvious on paper candidates, but sometimes Quinny, those are the ones that for whatever reason just don't come up trumps for you. And it'll be like Castagna is going to score 100 and Robertson gets a red card or so. Like that's just sometimes how it the cookie crumbles.
The thing that excites me about a Fulham stack this week is Leno, because Leno is an AA keeper, and Southampton, like they're not going to not shoot, they're not going to not have a chance or two. Fulham will probably open the door up for them once or twice in this one, but it's feasibly a clean sheet game. And for a keeper that gets him AA, that's like peak potential, and if you get peak potential in goals, then like you say, if you can get that outfield combo, then no one's going to stop you.
Not really. Like if you're full stack in Fulham, it's got to be Leno, Robinson, sorry, and then pick pick your poison between like Berg, Emil Smith-Rowe, Harry Wilson. Obviously, I'm going to be biased, and then Iwobi as a forward card, which is quite nice. You'd probably go for that with the AA capabilities over Jimenez. So it's quite nice. There's quite a few different variations. Like you might not see the exact same 5 with them if you were to stack them. And there'll be people who just go Robertson, Leno. Like, there'll be loads of different variations of it because there is some amazing, forward options in the Prem in just general outside of Fulham.
And this is how Southampton are expected to line up. Ivan Juric does play like 3-5-2, 3-4-3. So I don't know if this is his influence potentially on the lineup or the interim manager. Not too up on it as it were on that front, but this is how they look to go anyway. And like firepower, I'm sure they're going to try and attack and stuff like that. But I think Fulham could be, I think they could win every department in this one. They could score, they could keep the clean sheet, they could have some good AA around there as well. The top team in the the top game in the Premier League list we've got here is a big one. It's Aston Villa at home to Man City, and this is the first game of the game week. In fact, it's early kickoff tomorrow, and this is like both teams need these points. These points are extra. I don't want to use the cliche 6-pointer, right? But beating Man City, beating Aston Villa is a high value win for Pep and for Unai Emery at this current point in the season. So this one is really hard to call. Both teams could do anything in a game like this. Aston Villa team looks pretty strong. How are you feeling about this one? City on the ropes. Ruben Diaz confirmed out for 5 weeks.
Yeah, I did see that earlier. Yeah, mate, it's fucking it's now or never for City, isn't it? Like they can't just keep losing games of football. Like it's just not on. Do I see him getting a result away to Villa? I don't, mate. Like I genuinely don't. I don't know if I can confidently say that the City go get a result here, despite De Bruyne is now fit and they've kind of got everyone they want to choose from like an attacking perspective. Maybe I just don't know what it is, mate. It's a weird game, football. Like one's confidence is low and like momentum swings and the pendulum swings the wrong way. It's very hard. It's an uphill battle to kind of get it going the other way and the positive way. I don't think they do it, mate. I think Villa beat them. I
think Villa could keep less goals out than Man City in this one. Looking at the defence, Stones and Akanji in the middle there, and how free Lewis and Guardiola are going to be. Rodgers, Morgan, McGinn, Bailey, that kind of front four, the way they kind of counter press and stuff like that. I could see them getting some chances in this one. And with Ortega Moreno, I know he's got a good reputation. He's favoured to start this one. Villa will definitely look at this game like they can score some goals. And I would be as confident the City could keep up with them in a fist fight in that way, with Big Emmy in between the sticks. And their defence is just a bit more no-nonsense and actually defensive. Never mind having the likes of Tielemans and wee boobs in there as well. So should be exciting. Don't get me wrong, but I'm with you. I struggle to see City getting the win on this one on paper.
It's going to take some sort of miracle, like from a De Bruyne or whoever. Haaland turns up and scores 3 out of nowhere. Like something out of the ordinary has to happen because City right now they're just not flowing. They're not in that sort of flow state. I think Pep's mentioned some other adjective to describe it, but it's just, he said they're just not playing with the same, whatever, insert footballing adjective that they were before. And it's just, you can't just manufacture it overnight again, it just comes and it flows in nicely and the momentum sort of comes with it. Like I said, I really think it's going to take something really, really out of the ordinary to break the curse, let's say.
Yeah. Next game I've got up here is Brentford Forest. 2 teams that have been hard to get the measure of this year consistently. Forest for the better, maybe Brentford somewhere in the middle. Big Chris Ayers back in town. That's good for me to see. Front three is as strong as it comes as well for Brentford. And the Nottingham Forest team, again, looks pretty much as strong as you would want it. All the key players are in the key positions. And that's full strength for me, isn't it?
Yeah, I've seen Yates might be a bit obviously he's at 60, which makes sense. He's a bit questionable. But outside of that, I think everything else fits in quite nicely. I watched them play. Who did they beat last week, Quinny? I watched the game and they beat somebody at home. Villa. It might have been Villa. Yeah, it was. It was Villa. Emmy threw one into his own net, didn't he? Kind of. It was unlucky, but it was like a power header, wasn't it? Really close to him. But mate, Forest are unbelievable. They're a very good football team right now. And again, going back to the confidence stuff, they're just flying.
Top.
All of them. Even Nico playing left back, he was unbelievable. Ole Einar was incredible. Never mind, Gibbs White and Chris Wood linking up. Elliot Anderson, by the way, man, I'm telling you, he is worth every penny of that inflated, homegrown 30 million that they paid. He is unbelievable. Like, actually insane. Like, he has everything. I'm honestly like, yeah, like he reminds me, he's not as explosive as like De Bruyne, like when De Bruyne had that like gallop in him back in the day. But the way he moves is like so similar. And he doesn't really have that like final ball that maybe De Bruyne has to that degree yet. But mate, I'm telling you, there's a serious player in there. And next to like a Gibbs White, like it's an exciting team. Like there's no wonder why these are like top 4 or 5, like genuinely.
Yeah, it's good seeing like those players kind of coming together and kicking ass, as it were. And I thought Elliot Anderson, I've not seen him really much for beyond the highlights that you see going everywhere once he does stuff for Forest, but I've seen a fair bit of him at Newcastle last year, and I thought like he was definitely somebody that could have started for Newcastle. Like he clearly showed the ability there, and like you say, the whole transfer horse trade and stuff. We've seen he finds himself now at Forest all of a sudden, and it's definitely Forest's win as a result. So this will be a tough game to call. I don't know if you can stack right into it or not, but Forest have definitely got high scoring players, and it's a match that they probably won't be too scared of.
Yeah. I think it'll be a score draw of some sort, or maybe Forest nick it, but it's very hard to say, isn't it? I don't know if I'd be taking Brentford defenders.
Brentford at home are hot to trot.
Mm-hmm. No, I get it.
Jordi Maradona. Love that. Elliot Anderson. Apparently he's Scottish. I don't know if he's a Geordie or not. But next up, we've got Ipswich at home to the Geordies. This is the Ipswich team on screen here. And we finally got all their pictures on the page now, which is cool. No more wee grey faces for them. They became fully fledged Premier League licensed cards now. It's buzzing for them. And this is the Newcastle team. Newcastle did very well last week. Charlie Dunbar reigning high. We did the reward opening on Tuesday night. It was great to see. And it's I think it's the same team as last week, if memory serves me right. But Newcastle kind of getting out of their kind of bad period. It feels like maybe they're kind of climbing an ascendancy, and away to Ipswich. It could be another good Newcastle week.
Yeah, this is like the attacking stack, I think, of dreams. Maybe even defensively as well. Like, no disrespect to Ipswich, they have scored goals at home. They're not really being that potent, but yeah, I don't know whether I'd be back in the Newcastle clean sheet necessarily. Yeah, like they do have a bit of firepower. The big downside to them is though they are missing the lap. That's the big one. No Delap, and then Charlie says Julian suspended, but Willett coming in is not a bad replacement. But Tonali's looking good. I think he scored a couple midweek in the cup. Like, yeah, things are starting to click a little bit, aren't they, for Newcastle? They've been waiting for this moment, and it might have come five or so games too late, or later than they'd like to have happened. But yeah, there's something brewing. Like I'm not surprised if Isak just goes off this week again. Like Gordon the same. Like I can just see that happening quite comfortably. Do I see the clean sheet though? I wouldn't be as confident, but it could easily happen. So tough to say.
Yeah, I'm with you all the way on that one. West Ham Brighton is another kind of little battle of the alternate stacks, as it were. And Paqueta back in the building, giving Lopetegui a bit of vote of confidence, celebrating with him and all that jazz. So maybe West Ham, similar to what you're saying about Newcastle there, they're maybe a couple of games later than they would want to, but maybe they're getting a bit of a rhythm together. Füllkrug is quoted this week as saying that like it's been a failure, his move so far. They've maybe taken this quote a little bit out of context to sensationalize the story, but he's definitely aware of it's not worked out this far. 80% on at start this game. Could be the game for Füllkrug to get the season up and running. And this is the Brighton team off the back of, some disappointing results, if memory serves me right, over the last week or two, losing to Palace, and I forget what the other one was. But, a lot of 50% in this one, 60% as well. Duncan, Igor, 60-40. Veltman and Lamptey, 60-40. Adringa, Minty, 50-50. Ayari, Weaver, 50-50. And you could maybe even go to Ferguson, Reuter, 60-40. So, if you do have the Brighton, it's kind of hard to maybe nail in a 5. But yeah, who knows how this one goes?
Honestly, with it being a Bart holder, I worry here. Like I just, not that West Ham are up to much right now, but at home, Brighton in the way they're sort of playing and not being able to see out games and stuff is really, really poor to see. And yeah, there's a reason why they're all 50-50s and stuff, because none of them are really cementing a place really outside of João Pedro. Like I've seen a few people come out and say, I think it was Troy Deeney actually, because he played him at Watford. He just said like he's just a leader. Like for his age, I know he's a bit older now, but he said he came in and he was just an absolute like man at like 17. But he was like bossing them around as far as like captaincy and stuff goes. And like, yeah, I can see why he's probably the only one there that's relatively nailed outside of maybe Barton Matoma. But yeah, man, it's again a similar situation to City, not not on steroids like their situation, but Brighton need points.
Yeah, big time.
They keep fumbling the bag big time.
Palace again, one of these teams maybe seem to be on the way up. A wee bit of a bounce back in recent weeks with some decent results. Quite a strong lineup here, it must be said. Nathaniel Klein coming in at right back though for Munoz. I think he's suspended. Memory serves me right. And Lerma and Hughes in the engine room in midfield here. At home to Arsenal, who they lost to in the Carabao Cup quarter-final midweek, like you mentioned, Harry. And this Arsenal team looks, except for left back, so surprised Tierney's not in the reckoning there, given all the press that's been on this week with him and all the rest of it. But there you go. Quite a strong Arsenal team, pretty much as strong as it gets outside of the left back situation, I would say. And then depends on your opinion on right backs, of course. But really strong Arsenal team, and it feels like since Odegaard's return, like we mentioned last week, like they are kind of back to being the team you would associate them to be at the beginning of the season.
Yeah, they definitely feel like they're clicking back into gear, don't they? Jesus is putting pressure on Havertz though, with a hat-trick midweek and stuff. I heard him come out yesterday and say that Havertz is obviously playing well. It's hard to displace him, but he's sort of really wanting to get back into that sort of starting 11. But yeah, tough to displace. Yeah, it's tough to see anything other than an Arsenal win. But we've seen Palace score a couple of goals against them, so it's not like it's not like Arsenal are completely invincible in that sense. So
yeah,
I did see he got injured, to be fair.
Always the way. I kind of missed that one myself. But yeah, Everton, Chelsea is the next one we've got coming up. It feels like it could be a good one for Chelsea, but the thing about this Everton team is it's like a good defensive team, and against a team that are going to put shots on goal and force them into clearances and interceptions and all that kind of thing. Like, if you've got Everton defenders or the goalkeeper, maybe even, because Pickford loves a bit of AA, is this a bad game for Everton, SO5 wise? I don't know how bad it is.
It is if they like concede early, if that makes sense. If Chelsea somehow get a bit spawny and stuff and they score in the first 15, then I really worry. But if Everton, like we saw against Arsenal, like if they can hold on to the second half at least, there's definitely merit in seeing our Everton defenders and keepers scoring really well here. Like they have the potential upside to score really well. It's just, man, if Chelsea get in like first half, if something happens that just sort of dismantles Everton's ability to keep a clean sheet, I worry. Then I think it could be like threes. That's my worry here.
Yeah, three's the killing number, isn't it? And Cole Palmer punches and bunches, and the rest of this team is on mad fire now. So could go either way. Renato Vega starting a league match at left back was an interesting development for one of those little cheap squad players you might have picked up for midweeks. Then all of a sudden you get a wee bit of weekend utility out of him. So we interesting development there. Toasting the same, 60% he starts this one. And Neto over Madueke for the weekend, 60-40.
Yeah, Ashley Young's been great, but it'll be a tough afternoon against Sancho. Like, he'll be twisting him and turning him in all sorts of places. He won't necessarily do him for pace, but just coming inside and just being tricky. And then it's the centre back's problem because Sancho loves coming in and sort of reigning there. So then Young's not actually marking anyone at that point, unless he follows him all the way in, which will be interesting to see if he does. He's better than
on screen there is the Leicester team. Now, Harry, I was crossing my fingers on this one for you that Danny Ward was going to get the nod, but it looks like Hermansen is back.
Well, I've seen Rude's interview. Basically, he said that like we're hopeful we can get Hermansen fit, but it's not like a given at all. He said like, he basically said the other guy who's 20% has played for the 21s midweek. Obviously not Ward. So it could be any of the three. Hey, they give it. Sorare FL's giving him a lot of stick here, but no one watches Wales games. So they're not going to know. But I'll be honest, he's improved in the last 6 months drastically. But I know Leicester fans have got PTSD from him, so I'm not going to sit here and say he's like a complete change man. But like there is something that's changed because there is competition in that Wales number one now with Darlow. So he's had a kick up the arse. I don't know whether it comes through if he gets to play today, But yeah, Hermanson's like definitely not nailed, obviously, because of the 50. So yeah, I've had to be cautious where I put my 3,000 wards this weekend.
Well, hopefully one of them comes in. You've got some outfield starters in case it does come off. Because against Wolves again, like manager's out. I don't think there's been a replacement in yet, is there?
I don't know.
Oh,
I saw a
the
tweet today.
Portuguese guy from Dubai.
Yeah, I can't remember. It looked like a Portuguese name or something, or Spanish maybe. I can't remember. I just saw him on the training ground. Someone will know his name in the chat, I'm sure.
Victor Ferreira or something like that, I'm sure it was.
Yeah, Ferreira, that's it. Yeah.
So this is how he looks to line up, apparently. It's kind of hard because this guy's never had a game yet for Wolves to really see what he will do. But this kind of works well for me if he wants to start Guedes and he wants to start Bueno and Cunha. I've got a wee bit of utility out of some of these guys. But that core midfield three is probably one of the things that Wolves have had like really going for them, that they've got that young, really physical, high energy midfield. And they can, like the three at the back has kind of hurt them a little bit at times. And Cunha, people still think he's a risk because of the scrumash last weekend that he grabbed some guy's glasses off his face or whatever. But as of now, like there's no word on it.
Yeah, it was something to do with they had to put the appeal in or something yesterday, and I don't know whether it comes back in time or whatever. But yeah, Charlie's saying he's improved in the last 6 months. He's not 35, he's 31. I will have to correct you on that. And how are you supposed to improve if you don't play football games, you know?
Yeah.
So at least the only run out he gets is with Wales. But before there was nobody to like push him because he was just standard number one because Hennessy had retired. So now there's a half decent keeper sort of waiting in the wings. Hopefully realizes he can't just fucking be a second keeper all his life.
It's the job of dreams for some of us, eh?
I know. I wouldn't say no to it, but Jesus, frustrating to watch.
Man United going from 1 week to another, one game to another. We're getting a lot of praise for Harry Maguire in the middle of a back three and Lisandro Martinez and lots of other bits and pieces. Amad Diallo, Rangers legend, living his best life finally, in the Man United colours. And yeah, like this is their team for the weekend. I think Man United are a really good shout in the Premier League, but Bournemouth are no mugs, as we know. They've been very, very difficult to smash this season. They've been really tight, really compact, low scoring matches for the most part, and they've taken a lot of chances and made the most of them. Enes Unal, the hero of last week's deadline show, my kind of freeway coin toss I had, and he helped me to win a box last week, which was great. We finished 6th. I won a card actually, didn't I? I won that.
Yeah, I think you won a card, yeah.
I won that Lionheart. Thanks for that. Yeah. So great shout to you guys who voted for it in the chat. It was a banger of a free kick. And yeah, this is like, I think Man United look good for this, but equally, man, like if Bournemouth won 1-0, I wouldn't be one bit surprised.
No, I mean, United played relatively full strength, I think, yesterday against Spurs, right? I don't know the exact lineup. I know like Bruno and that played.
They played Bayunder in goals, and somebody there was like 2 players. There was a Bayunder and somebody else was like quite back uppy. I can't remember who it was now.
Yeah, because I saw the free the corner. You can see
the corner was wild, wasn't it?
What's going on there?
What a corner, but he hit the roof of the net with it.
Yeah, like, it was side netting. Like it was a really good corner, but you can't be getting beat. Do you know what I mean? It was Anthony, was it? Yeah. I mean, it's only 2 players, so you know what I mean? And one's the keeper, so it's fucking 1.5 players.
Anything now, loving it. But yeah, hopefully we see him get a start eventually.
Really tough to say this one.
It is. Hoyson on to start for sure. Harry boy, you going to use him?
Yeah, a 4-man effort.
Oh, really? Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Hopefully he comes in. There's no low enough division. And then we've got Tottenham Liverpool, which is a EFL Cup semi-final preview. It's Tottenham throughout the semis, Liverpool throughout the semis, and I'm sure they're facing each other. Robertson apparently served his suspension in the cup midweek, which is definitely a new one on me for English football.
Yeah.
I definitely have caught this in the continent at times, but I didn't know England did this way. So there you go. Robbo's back. This is the Liverpool team on screen. I would say kind of full strength. Maybe you want Kanate there for Gomez, but otherwise, it's as good as it's getting.
Yeah, I thought obviously maybe he did the same, but I was in McAllister was suspended last weekend potentially. There was some sort of McAllister suspension at some point. It must have been last weekend, but
yeah.
The only question:
who misses out between McAllister, Jones, and Szoboszlai? Yeah, so between these 3, it's they're all in the reckoning. Gravenberch is nailed. And Tottenham, who are the entertainers, are you not entertained? Russell Crowe, sorry, Ange Postecoglou, at the end of the game. Aussies, what they like. Archie Gray continuing at centre back to get lots of praise and plaudits. Jed Spence looks to continue, but this time at right back after playing left back midweek. Yeah, so he's definitely going to be getting himself some fans this week if he can pull that kind of move off. And the rest of the team looks pretty good to go, full strength. So this will be an interesting one. Goals galore. Yeah.
You'd like to think so, wouldn't you? It's very hard to see Tottenham keeping a clean sheet here. And then equally, yeah, you probably say the same for Liverpool. But I mean, it's hard to see past Liverpool, isn't it? Really?
Yeah. Well, I don't know how it will go. I think it's just going to be who does score more. It'll be one of those ones. Tottenham came out swinging against Man United, like they really started, and they do that against so many teams where they will just go and score goals. Like they'll just do it. And this Liverpool team, Salah, Gakpo, Diaz are all on mad form. Diaz thinks he's going to get himself a move to, was it Barca or Real? I forget which one it was. But it's like, where did Barca think they're getting the money for shit like this? You know what I mean? I seen they were linked to Haaland today as well, Barca. And it's like, where are they getting the money? They've not got any. You know what I mean? But yeah, it's probably the game of the weekend in terms of their neutral viewing. And that's the Prem. Really difficult one to call. If you've got any sort of stack or any sort of composite team, it's anyone's game, isn't it?
Yeah, wouldn't surprise me if there was not one clean sheet, honestly. Yeah. Like, I know the Fulham one's probably least likely for that to happen, but really wouldn't shock me.
And then we've got Bayern versus Leipzig as the opening game, Friday night action in the Bundesliga. This will be a tasty one. I mean, I was doing lineup building last night. I went through the head-to-head for this because like I've kind of followed Leipzig for the last 10 years or so, and Leipzig took ages to be able to do anything against Bayern. But see, over the last 7 games, this fixture it doesn't even matter how crap Leipzig look. Like this fixture it's recently got quite a tough one to call. Bayern do look quite strong, do look like strong favourites for it. Perez is in goals for it. Pavlovic is back in midfield. Rafi Guerrero in at right back over Limer, with Alfie Davis returning in at left back. And then this is a Leipzig team on paper as well. This is a tough one. Like, I think all the Bayern smasher cards, like you kind of, it's a big game, so big players show up in big games for big scores is kind of what I say here. But like if Leipzig won this 2-1, it wouldn't be a huge shock to me either. It's just the way German football is, and this fixture's been over recent encounters. Looks like a back three they're going for as well. So interesting.
It's definitely not a given, is it? 100% in these type of fixtures. Bayern, a couple of injuries coming back, Kane and whatever. I know Limer's missus had a baby or something like today or whatever, so that's why he missed training or something. So yeah, Davis was out last week. He probably should be coming back in this week, and then Guerrero right back.
Palmeiras are after Andy P after they seen him do that crap penalty earlier this season. That's funny. Just get him shunted out now. So yeah, it's a big one. Takes out two. I don't know how stacked Leipzig are, but I think people do kind of maybe go for a bit of the nooses and the under 23s and whatever in it. So yeah, whatever. Frankfurt, one of the good teams in Bundesliga this year. They're at home to Mainz, and again, this looks pretty full strength. We've got one of the Hoylands breaking into the starting 11 here, and yeah, this team looks really good. Rasmus Christensen, Nathaniel Brown, Tiate and Koch, really strong defence. Trapp's had a good form, and we all know how good Marmoush and Ekitike have been this year. It's a really good-looking team.
Yeah, even Angus Knauf's been pretty good, like SO5-wise, out of nowhere. There's a few. He's been decent. Yeah, I looked at him yesterday because he popped up on the pick scores. He's had a couple of 80s maybe now and again.
So he has, because whenever I've looked at him before, because he has see if you watch Knauf,
rapid.
He's wild. Like it's unreal. But his SO5 has always been decisive or nothing. But 18 in that game, that's good. That's encouraging. 17 in the last match as well, and a 2-1 loss. So maybe he's coming on a little bit. Yeah,
there's some in there. There's definitely some in there. If you can sort of not get benched half the time, and actually start games, and there's that guy behind him, that Uzun or whatever his name is. He's a really young, like Turkish/German lad who was playing in the Bundesliga 2 and smashed last season.
Oh, wow.
And obviously, Frankfurt bought him. He's good as well. I think he came off the bench last week and got an assist potentially. I don't know exactly, but yeah, he's a real good talent as well.
Watch out for this. And then against Mainz, who have some SO5 heroes like Nadim Amiri, Robin Zettner, one of my favourites, Mercedes Jens, Anthony Kachi. There's a few players here. So again, Frankfurt are so famous for like conceding 2 or 3 goals, even if they win a match. So mine's like if you have Namiri or something, it's probably a half decent match to play him anyway, because there'll be some dueling to do, maybe a bit of tackling, as well as taking all the set pieces and trying to jam his way into a decisive. Hoffenheim Gladbach. Oh, sorry, on you go.
So I was just going to say, yeah, you'll be busy, won't you?
Yeah. Hoffenheim Gladbach is another one of those Bundesliga streets won't forget matches in the making. It feels like both teams in good form now for scoring. No Bischoff. Oh no, he is. He's out here. Sorry. Whew, panic over.
Yeah, for some reason it displays it like this, but I think he's not playing there necessarily.
An open play. It's actually somewhere else.
Yeah, this could be like 5-5, couldn't it? Let's be honest.
Yep. So the Gladbach front four have been in hot form. They were my pick last week for the ultra attacking thing, and Playa dropped in a huge score. Kleindenheis didn't, but he scored. And Jay, I'm sure it was Jay, but somebody went to Mönchengladbach last week and they were saying how good Honorat and Robin Hack were. So they're in good form. And like the base of midfield here, Weigl and Reitz, they've got a good team here. This will be a good, I say this will be 3 each, 5-4, something like that, won't it?
Yeah.
Hosting Kiel at home to Augsburg. Hosting Kiel's team is on screen here for any that have got it. And this is the Augsburg team on screen for any that are after it. Yeah, that's pretty much all I've got about that. Stuttgart are at home at St. Pauli. Could be a good one for Stuttgart. Lots of AA for them to get here. St. Pauli, not a mug necessarily, but definitely not like an overly challenging team. Like Stiller, Milo, Furyk, Mittelstadt, some high scorers here potentially. And Nubel, like if Nubel's going to not get a negative decisive, it might be at home at St. Pauli, So
you'd hope so, wouldn't
you? Yeah. St. Pauli team there on screen.
Yeah, I think Bundes could be high scoring.
Yeah. Werder Bremen are in good form at the moment, and a lot of the players are quite consistently selected yet again. Nicholas Stark, my pal, he's in there. Big Marvin Duksch, everyone's favourite budget forward, still continuing to fly the flag. Zentner in goals against Union Berlin. Robert Skov, the legend, is starting to play some minutes, which is good to see. And Quarefield is in the back three now. I forget who else was here, but that was quite consistent in front of Rono. But this will be this is quite a tight Bundesliga game, maybe.
Potentially, yeah. Yeah, Werder Bremen have been really good keeping clean sheets and keeping things quite tight last couple of games, albeit away. Yeah, they're a good team.
Yeah. Leverkusen Freiburg, maybe a bit more open. This is like 3rd versus 5th or something like that. This is like a top of the table clash. Freiburg, the Leverkusen team, I beg your pardon, is a little bit changed. They're starting Frimpong in an attacking position for a change. Mukiele comes in now, which is news to me, music to my ears, I should say. And Martin Terrier looks to be back in up front. And the Freiburg team is here on screen. Grifo's there. It's pretty much the only player anyone cares about. Ritsu Dohan. But yeah, could be a good one for Grifo's kind of in the same boat as Amiri. It's a big game where he'll need to do something if they're going to get anything out of it. Bochum and Heidenheim is on screen here. Not much to say about either of these. Dorsch is starting. Love to see that. Scienza starting as well. Wanner, who is linked to everyone and their dog right now, is starting. And then Wolfsburg Dortmund. Wolfsburg again, quietly good right now, starting to pick up a bit of form and results. Team is on screen here. And Dortmund team is on screen. Sabitzer coming in for Pascal Gross at the last minute. And Jan Kuto coming in for Ryerson last minute as well. So I might have some changes to make. I've got 2 superwares playing all of a sudden that weren't, so that's fun. Otherwise, the team's been quite consistent.
Gio Reyna out of nowhere, isn't it?
Yeah. Good to see him coming good. But Brandt's back in the fold, so he probably gets like 60 minutes, Reyna. So I don't know if that hampers anything for anyone, but just something to think about. But yeah, out of nowhere, man.
Yeah. Really weird.
Union's the only team who wouldn't be surprised if it was 0-0. Yeah, I'm with you on that, mate. And that is the Bundes. I think we'll fire through La Liga next because, again, there's some interesting matches here. We'll start with the interesting ones. We have Barca at home to Atleti. So this is a bit of a stack killer, as it were, because Atleti are in great form right now. And when you look at the Barca team, Ferran's on to start. We've got Pedri and Casado in midfield. And in the defence, like Inigo Martinez has been scoring well. But Koundé and Kubarsi haven't quite been there this season overall. They've been kind of hot and cold. Rafinha's the man. Dani Olmo might be a free transfer in a couple of weeks if you read all the reports that are going on. Yeah. Big Louis up top.
Yeah, that one's a weird one, isn't it? They can't register him maybe for the remainder of the season. It's a tough game though, isn't it? It's not a gimme, even at Barca. you know, like, yeah, Atleti will make it really, really tight and tough for them. But again, though, can you really see them like not being able to break them down? I don't know. I think Barca have a little bit too much for them. Mind you, man, is Yamal's out, isn't he?
Yep.
That's a
Ferran.
big. I know Ferran. To be fair, Ferran end up scoring a brace now. Watch. Now that I've said that, he'll
Yeah.
definitely score.
Ferran's quality. I'm a big Ferran guy. For anyone
It's
that
just not Yamal.
it's not Yamal, you know.
It's not
And
Yamal, and it's just yeah. Barca's star power that does worry me a tiny bit. Not tiny bit, actually, quite a bit. Just that that Travella out of nowhere that plays Levan in and or Rafinha. Like I just worry that Atleti, man. I don't know. This is really tight. I think.
Spider-Man and Griezmann are like they've locked in, haven't they? You know, the chemistry is at full 10 out of 10 right now. And
Yeah.
like when Atleti have got two strikers that are singing, that's the best version of them, you know, and that defense doesn't worry me for them, you know.
hmm No, it could be multiple goals on both sides here. It wouldn't surprise me.
And obviously Marcos Llorente is the best player in the world again, which is great to see.
He's back.
And then another one is Real Madrid Sevilla. So Sevilla, not a bad team in Spain traditionally, although they've not been great this year. And the Real Madrid team has no Vinny in it. We've also got Tchouameni back in at centre back. Vazquez is at right back. Fran Garcia left back. Camavinga in the base of midfield with Valverde, Jude. Mbappe is going to start left, which he's going to be buzzing about. And Rodrigo Goes is starting through the middle with Brahim probably out on the right. Big game for for Rodrigo, sorry. Beg your pardon, he's back into good form. Did you see his goal the other day? The skinned to half the team, sent him the wrong way and all that.
How silky is he, by the way?
He's the
The
best
way he
forward card for
moves.
me, man. I have.
Oh, mate. I mean, yeah, that gamble on the Super I made early doors. I mean, it has paid off and it hasn't in the sense like he's been injured and like, it hasn't been as consistent as you want it. But yeah, as far as like if you're picking a card, you are probably just picking him as that single forward. Obviously, Vinny suspended. Yeah, if you take set pieces and stuff as well this game, you could expect a big Rodrigo score.
Yeah. And then again, like the Sevilla team's not vintage. Your boy Bade's back in town. They're not playing Nyland in goal still. Lokonga's in midfield with Agume and Sol. Lukebakio, Isaac Romero, and Piqué is starting for them. So I thought those games kind of like it's a good game for Real Madrid, but it is Sevilla. They got a decent result last week, if memory serves me right. They're kind of on the way up, as I mentioned before. So it's not like a Real Madrid smash is about to happen, but it could. Like it's Real Madrid at home, of course. So it kind of opens up the rest of La Liga a little bit. Girona are at home to Valladolid, and this is how they're expected to line up. It's Van de Beek in here. Blind is on to start. Abel Ruiz in front of Esprilla and Brian Hill. Valladolid is on screen. I don't think there's any players we're overly looking out for. Carol Heinen goals is there to play again. Getafe Mallorca as well, by the way. Another kind of battle of the minnows in a roundabout way. Team is on screen here. Again, all the usual suspects. No real surprises for Getafe. And in Mallorca, team is on screen. Again, no real surprises as far as I can see.
Yeah, there's a couple of clean sheets in here, I think, in La Liga, if you can sniff them out.
Yeah, hopefully for Soria. That's what I'm thinking.
He's been on fire recently, by the way.
Yeah, Soria's living his best life. Loving it.
Yeah.
Celta Vigo and Sociedad, a wee bit of a Quinny Derby, as it were. Team is on screen here for Celta. Elias Moriba, good game for him and all around, you think? He's been in great form. Aspas is here, and don't know who's going to be playing up front, by the way. Actually, Pablo Duran is preferred to De Vicas and Iglesias. I think that can't be right somehow, but neither Borja Iglesias nor De Vicas is in good form. Oh, so they're playing it on form, are they? Maybe giving this guy a shot. Interesting. Watch out for that. Real Sociedad team is on screen. Against kind of full strengthish, isn't it? I suppose. Could be a good one for Sociedad. They need the points pretty badly.
Yeah, tough one to call that.
Yeah. Osasuna at home to Athletic Club. Oh, that wee random guy I won. And in season, I don't know if he's going to play. He's only played one game this season, I think. He's going to get his second. Maybe I'll use him somewhere. Against Athletic. Here it is here. Barca with the Valencia are at home to Alaves. Valencia got a good result midweek, and there looks to be some rotation. Duro didn't get a kick of the ball midweek. He's in. Tarega, I think, left the field injured, so Gasarovski is going to come in, which is great for me. And Barenechea and Guerra look to just have a straight swap. Guerra, I don't know. Well, Barenechea started midweek and got a 70. Some of the other stuff I've seen says Guerra will start this one. but I wouldn't be surprised if he did start Barren Shea again because he was playing really well, and they need guys on form. Valencia are kind of suck right now. So, but they're also going to play Diego Lopez left mid and right mid, according to this projection. So watch out for the twin Diego Lopez's floating around. So
the Spaniards have conquered duplication quicker than the Chinese or the Russians.
Pen, good to see you, mate. Thanks for joining us. And tons of you joining us live and loud, guys, across Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, all the places we broadcast. If you could, wherever you're finding us, like, share, retweet, all that good stuff. It helps support the channel, of course, helps support the show. All the lineups are powered by Predictify at predictify.com. Be sure to check them out on social media. There's a big giveaway there now for free memberships and all that good stuff. But on YouTube, we're only on 58 likes, guys. And last week we smashed through 158. We need to get to at least 100. Otherwise, we're going to get some random DNPs. You regulars of the show know the script, know how it goes. But if you are new around here, Sorare own and control the internet. They love the content me and Harry do. They love the service that Predictify do. And if they see you tuning in the Deadline show and not hitting the like button, they are going to put power-ups in your boxes. You are going to get DNPs and you will pick the wrong captain. Sorare can make that happen. Don't anger them. Don't test them. We smashed it last week and everyone get great luck. And that's no coincidence. And Hugo Duro had discomfort, so there's some risk, but we think he might be fine. Interesting. But yeah, I liked and got a podium. There you go. No coincidence at all. No coincidence.
Exactly.
Alaves team is on screen. My boy Joanne Jordan, by the way, has broke into the team. He's had 2 decisives in the last 3 games. Living his best life. £11 super rare pre-season. Feels like a weird bit of fun now. All of a sudden.
Love that.
For a wee bit of La Liga action. Las Palmas Espanyol. How tight is La Liga this week, by the way? Every game. Not one of these you would see and think, oh, I'm going to watch that. That's every game. Is like,
I'd want to be paid big bucks to watch a La Liga game this weekend, I think. outside of maybe the Barca Athletic game.
Not all the stars are here, but the team is kind of consistent enough for Las Palmas. They got a 0-0 draw last week against Sociedad, I think it was. So quite decent for them. Espanyol played midweek against Valencia. So it's maybe a wee bit 2 games in a week kind of situation for them. Leganés also got a decent game last week, if memory serves me right. They're at home to Villarreal.
Yeah, they beat Barca.
They beat Barca. Yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah, away as well.
How did Oscar Rodriguez do?
Good question. I don't know.
Let's check. Big old Rod.
Oh, look at that L5, Quinny. Oh, he got the assist. If it wasn't from a corner or a free kick, I'll sell my whole gallery right now. It's going.
Oh, Rod.
He's cooking, mate. It's happening.
Oh, Rod. Wish I got one. Villarreal team is on screen. Jeremy Pino back to start on one wing, Baena on the other. Tierno Barry, and it looks like Jerry Moreno.
Yeah, I think he came off the bench midweek or whenever they played last.
Nice.
Yeah.
And then around out La Liga, we have Betis at home to Vallecano. Betis team is on screen. The backup keeper that translates to old. I think it's Vietes or something. But he's into play. Altamira in midfield with Cardoso and Lo Celso, or John the Celso, as his name's translated to today, which is brilliant. The Celso is back. The Celso is playing. Victor Roque up front. Jesus Rodriguez looked to be preferred on the right wing. Isco is in the fold, but maybe not going to start. Abde on the left.
Yeah, you got to think this is a decent game for Betis.
No James Rodriguez again. Team is unchanged, really.
I saw something yesterday to say that I can't remember if it was the president or whatever of Vallecano, but he said he's not leaving in Jan either. So I don't know what I think they're just keeping him as a prisoner or something and just feeding him to the dogs every day. Hey, honestly, they're just keeping it. They just don't want to see him succeed.
What are we doing, man? Swiftly on to Serie A. We have got Hellas Verona at home to AC Milan. This is the Verona team on screen. Yeah, nothing really to say about Verona too much. Milan had their end of year awards, and it was funny because Theo Hernandez and somebody else were getting booed by the fans, when they were doing the red carpet segment of it. But they cheered. Can't remember, but there was cheers for a few of the players, but like Reinders and somebody else. But they booed Theo and they booed somebody else. I can't remember who it was. So Theo's 50-50 for this game. Alex Jimenez might start this one. Otherwise, the rest of the team looks quite full strength. But we do have Teresiano, Harry Boy, your boy. You
I
won him,
still
didn't
have
you?
him, yeah.
He's in to
Still
play
have his...
Cam.
I know, yeah. I don't know what's going on.
So watch out for that.
Yeah,
Otherwise, full strength team, I would say.
could be a play, potentially.
We've then got Torino Bologna. This feels like 0-0.
Yeah, definitely.
Lewis Ferguson is back.
He's living his best life, mate. He's playing well. I don't know how he's scoring, but
he's actually been back. I thought that was his return.
Nah, he's been back for a few weeks.
Oh, really? I've missed it.
Pretty sure, yeah.
Oh, yeah. He's played like 3 games in the last 5 or something. But yeah, he's been back. Nice. Good to see it. Genoa Napoli. Now, I know a lot of people have been looking at the Napoli team. It's Jesus Martin and Rafa Marin on a 45.55. I went and picked up a Marin super cheap, and I think a lot of people joined me. L15 was initially projected to replace Buongiorno. Maybe now feels like it's JJ that's going to come in, but it is still undecided. Like, nobody knows. Right. I could see it being Juan Jesus because he's like a veteran centre back. He's kind of been there, done it, especially in Serie A. He's played for so long there. But Rafa Marin is like a good ball playing centre back and was brought in the summer by Conte, you know. So like, I wouldn't be too surprised if he did play, but it's hard to call at this stage. Neres comes in for Craradona, and the rest of the team is kind of as you were.
Yeah, that one's the big one, isn't it? But I mean, there is other options if you didn't want to take that risk. You know, if you've got the budget or whatever with Oliveira.
Potentially the L15 could have been sweet.
That's big if you play the Christmas special. Yeah, really big.
Yeah, I agree with Charlie. If he's 4th choice, then what a terrible move that is. I think Napoli could run Spinazzola at left back and Oliveira in the centre back, maybe. But does that then maybe lend itself to a back 3?
Kind of, maybe in possession.
Yeah.
The Italian website seems to think, Juan Jesus starts.
Yeah. He was shite in Copa. Who was? Rafa Marin? Who played the Copa? Let me go and check. May not be ready for stepping up to it, but it looked very, very good in Spain. And I was quite excited when they made the move. I thought it could be good in a back 3. He was shite in Coppa Italia against Lazio. So I've got the Lazio game up. I'm looking at the lineups. And, oh, yeah, it was Rafa Marin. He did play quite poor. He got a yellow card as well to boot. So, yeah, interesting. Lazio are doing well at the moment, but it's hard to totally levy that against them. And against Genoa, Patrick Vieira's Genoa. No Balotelli in the starting 11. They've just changed ownership as well. We've then got Lecce and Lazio. Lecce team is on screen here. All the usual players are there. Dorgu, Gilabert, Falcone. A little bit of a cheap budget stack here as well with Christov up front and maybe Ramadani in midfield or something. Against Lazio. Lazio team very attacking, on very good form. Nuno Tavares is back, the assist machine. Rovella and Isaacson. That's a Sorare stack waiting to happen, isn't it?
Under 23, yeah, I like it.
Yeah, that's where we're checking the papers to confirm it. You're with us there, Graham. Roma Parma. Parma team is on screen. A few cards in the mix. Roma team on screen. Dovbike 50-50 with El Shaarawy. And everyone else is quite nailed on besides. Venezia Cagliari, for any of you mad ones that are chasing this game down.
Busio.
Yeah, Busio, Polo, a few guys that can score. And then the Cagliari team. Atalanta Empoli. This could be one of the smash games of the game week. Atalanta are ruthless at the moment. Empoli have been doing well as well, by the way. Don't take them as a bottom end team. They're actually not. Where are they actually in the table before I misspeak? But Empoli have got some decent results. They're currently sitting in 10th. Now, granted, they have only won 4 games in 16, but they've got 7 draws. They're firmly in mid-table, so take that for what it is. This is the Atalanta team on screen. Quite full strength, I would say, as well. It's really just about that front 3 and the back 3. So they can nail that. And this is the Empoli team on screen. Like you can see, Colombo, Esposito. Got some decent players here. And yeah, that's that. Monza Juve. Oh, this could be a good one for Juve. Juve team is on screen. Monza team is on screen as well. Juve away from home, but maybe dampens that for some of the hardcore Sorare managers. Fiorentina at home to Udinese. This will be a tight game. Hard to see this being high scoring in terms of this actual scoreline, but it could be some great SO5 out of this. Gossens, De Gea spring to mind here at this team. I'm looking at Udinese. Again, they've got this other goalkeeper in, Sava.
Yeah, I don't know much
Replacement
about
for
him,
you.
to be fair.
So he's under 23, Harry, until 2026.
Ooh, fun. Does he have cards?
Rare floor, £50 at the moment.
Not terrible.
Not terrible at all. This Bajlo guy continues to get linked to Inter Milan in the press as well, so he's going from strength to strength at the moment. The rest of the team's been quite consistent. Obviously, Tovan, the kind of star player of the stack. And then the last one we've got is Inter at home to Como. Now, doesn't that just feel like smash-tastic, doesn't it?
Yep.
DeMarco said he doesn't want to leave anyone, doesn't want to leave Inter. I can't remember who was linked to him. Somebody was going to spend some money on him, and he said, nah, staying here, like the Premier League maybe, or Real Madrid, or somebody might have just been smoking, tabloids chat, but it was like massive opportunity for DeMarco. He's like, nah, staying here.
I mean, I get it. I get wanting to live in Italy.
Yeah. And being the main man at Inter, if you're an Inter fan, which maybe he's proclaiming to be, like, what more do you want, really? This is the Como team.
Because he's had so many loans and stuff, hasn't he? Bless him. Like, he's probably always wanted to play for Inter, and it's one of them where, like, I'm here now, so I'm not budging.
Como bringing in John Butez in January as well.
Yeah, saw that.
We had a captain dilemma earlier on from Parrot Press. Actually, I might.
It was Bruno or Bischoff.
Bruno.
I think.
Yeah, it's a tough one.
That's
I'd probably go Bruno.
Tough, by the way. I think I got Bruno just on pens and stuff, just in case you've just got that sort of easy, decisive. Watch him miss a pen now, but whereas like Bischoff could walk to 40 quite comfortably and get a decisive. Like they both could do 100. I think I'm going Bruno though.
I'm with you. I think the interesting thing with Bischoff, but is he just needs a DA. His AA is so there that if he gets a DA, he's in. And against Gladbach, like there's DAs to be had.
It's gotta be, hasn't
it? So like he only needs one, whereas Bruno maybe needs two to do that kind of score sometimes.
Maybe, you can. Yeah, I wouldn't disagree with you there. Yeah, Bischoff's AA floor is way higher than Bruno's right now. So yeah.
It's tough,
I could be easily swayed. I'm not gonna lie.
I was going to say as well, normally at this point in the show, we're at the halfway mark, but season 2 of MFL is about to kick off, guys. If you haven't got involved yet, there's a link in the stream somewhere. You'll find it. You'll get all the Brucey beginner bonus stuff to get up and running. The deadline to get your team in is in the next couple of days. There's tons of you guys in the community are jumping in, making your own club, naming it, creating your badge, building your squad and all that good stuff, which is basically just an open network football management game on the blockchain, and everyone's getting hyped. I'm even seeing people picking up their second and third clubs and stuff like that. It's been great. I got promoted myself, which was some buzz. Check out the videos on the channel for more on that. But yeah, we're at this stage where it's co-pilot time for Harry Boy. Now, also, guys, just to give you a wee heads up, I will need to dive away for like 5 minutes because the kids' school finishes early, and I'll need to go and get the dad duties on and go and shuffle them out. So if you miss me for a wee minute or two, that's all it will be. Don't need to worry. I've not been kidnapped by Pavel Trader or anything like that. But we're only at 71 likes, guys, despite us pushing 200 viewers. Live is live on YouTube specifically, never mind all the other channels. We've got you watching us live on Twitch and Twitter as well. We need to get to that 100 like mark as soon as possible, guys, to make sure that Sorare see that and lock our luck in at the deadline. That's the way it works. It gets locked in with your XP, with your captain choices, with your training teams. So you need that luck in your teams. Come on, go and get it secured.
Yeah, why risk it? Why take the risk? If the opportunity's there and it's free, you'd be stupid not to. Okay, that's just my last 2 cents on it.
That's it. And Eredivisie quite open as well, isn't it? By the way, some of the nice teams have good fixtures, don't they?
Yeah. This is maybe the week for the underdog stack or whatever, because some of the big teams, like you said, AZ20, Ajax away to Sparta, which is not that hard, I guess, but they're not great right now, and PSV Feyenoord. So yeah, it's definitely all to play for. Big Mohamed Itaran's back playing professional football at Walwick, which is mental. I think he got a DA last week, potentially or the week before. So keep an eye on that. They played Pex Wool, who had a tough game last week. Who did they play? I think it was a Friday night game, and they were kind of dubbed to do well, and they didn't at home. So yeah, they'll want to bounce back. But a couple of good like this. Montero from the MLS, he can score well on his day. You've got Baby Reinders there. Azuzi, he's not bad. McNulty. There's a couple of decent players there. Schrendelar in goal. There's definitely a few half decent players floating around. You've got Nakbrada away to Go Ahead, who are in like they are the team right now. If we're talking stacks, if we're talking, maybe not defensive. Like there's no amazing defender scorers. There is like they can peak now and again, but there's nothing like consistent 40 AA flying around. But when you're looking at the forwards, like the two Edvardsons, Brown, obviously, Ant-Man, even this Lozano he got wrongly red carded last week, Quinny, and he scored a goal, got red carded, and it's been rescinded already because it was that bad of a decision. They ended up drawing 3-3 actually to Utrecht. But mate, this is the stack I think right now from an attacking perspective.
Yeah, I was doing gallery reviews the other night, and this Go Ahead stack, like see that Ant-Man, Broom, and Lansana. Like if you use the stacks feature on Sorare data, like it's beautiful. Like
they all just get double DAs and
they're all linking with each other, and like they all like, if they hit, they all hit. You know, like
right,
or maybe two of them will hit. You know, but it's never like so far been flushed. You know.
Right, because they always seem to score more than one, basically. So like there's like multiple DAs to go around if people are getting assists as well. So there's definitely something to be said about that. Almere City away to Herenveen. Tom Hay revenge game.
Ooh, yeah.
Be aware of that. And Cohort looks to be maybe making his return, but definitely not a given.
Jahan Bash is back.
Jahan Bash. He's floated around the Eredivisie for a while now, hasn't he? Since leaving Prem and whatever. This Nicolaescu, however you pronounce it, Nicolaescu, I think he's Romanian. He's been scoring goals, so I'm quite surprised he's not on to start here. But what do I know? And then we've got 20 AZ. This is a tough to call. Your boy Lager Bielki in goal in centre half. Sorry, they're struggling for defenders right now. Like a lot of
can tell.
Yeah, they've got Hilgers out. They've got a couple of defenders centre halves out. Sorry, big Ricky Van Volswinkel.
Cheap in season cards, by the way, Lager Bielki. You can get in season Celtic cards.
Yeah,
cheap.
Yeah, it could be something to be said there. But tough game. AZ played midweek. No, they didn't. Did they? I can't remember. I don't think they did actually, because they don't play Conference League. Sorry, I think it's Europa, isn't it? But it's a tough one to call. Like really tough. I got keepers in both, so watch it be 3-3. So I'm just waiting. I'm waiting for the notification to come through. But yeah, really tough one to call. Sven Meinand have been pretty good recently, so
yeah, he's been back to it, hasn't he?
Hercules, a lot of these lads went 120 minutes midweek. They played in the cup against NEC. They beat them. So there's something to be said maybe about that. But they played Groningen. Big Vyson in goal. Johan Hove, decent player. Don't really know too much about the rest of them. We've got Ajax versus Sparta. Ajax have been a bit weird as well recently. I think Hendo scored really well last week.
Yeah,
it was a couple, and Kenny Taylor, wasn't it? Taylor scored like 100 or something.
Taylor ripped.
I love this Mika Gotts fella, by the way. Like, really good dribbler, like Hazard-esque type of both-footed. Yeah, he's really, really tricky.
Nice.
He's like, he's dubbed to be a good one. And then struggling Sparta, Patrick Van Arnold at left back. All the the has-beens are playing for like random teams in the Eredivisie, aren't they? Jahan Bash, Van Arnold.
Strange one, but Hatterin, Tom Hay, they're all kind of
they're floating, aren't they? And then the big one, PSV Feyenoord. Lots of sort of 50-50s and 70-30s, 60-40s in here. They predictor reckons Joey Veman just edges it ahead of Saibari, who could play a magnitude of different positions. Tillman's probably as nailed as it gets. Bakayoko, Perisic, I guess you do probably go Bakayoko there for legs and youthfulness maybe. The De Jong Pepe one's a weird one though. That one's been really hard to get right, I think, all season. Did you see the double negative DA from Flamingo? They both got a negative DA last week, Busagli and Flamingo.
Oh, wow.
Like from the same sequence. So Opta initially gave it to Buscagli, but it should have been, like everyone thought it should have just been Flamingo, and then like updated it to just Flamingo, right? So Buscagli lost it, and then at the end of the game, week. They both had it.
That's bro.
Yeah, so they both had a negative DA, which was fun for us PSV haters, or PSV defender haters anyway.
Right enough, yeah.
Flick
42
of
and a
that.
64 with it.
He still did 60, 64.
That's when you know the Opta guy's playing Sorare.
Oh, of course. Of course he is.
He's not got a PSV stack.
But yeah, lots of contemplations in that 11 right now. So yeah, tough to call a lot of those positions. Feyenoord haven't been in that great a form either, mine. So maybe PSV steamroll them.
Could happen. These games are always impossible to call. Like the top table, like Dutch and the Portuguese and Belgian and whatever. Like, doesn't matter who's in form or whose team looks better. Like, these games are always so hard to forecast. But that looks all right
Really
from the up front. That Haj Musa guy, I think I've seen him get some good praise. Somebody mentioned in the live chat that Paisha was back, and that's a bit of a surprise, apparently. So, I don't think Feyenoord will be scared, but it's also not the best Feyenoord team we've seen in the last couple of seasons. That PSV team is pretty buff.
Yeah, that's the issue. It's not. Yeah, you're right. It's not the best Feyenoord team for sure. Fortuna wait. Second or third in the league. Utrecht. I don't know where they are right now, but they were flying high. This Miguel Rodriguez, I think he was at Celta Vigo before. He's been scoring pretty well. Zidane Akbal, obviously ex United. Al Karauni, my boy, been doing pretty well. There's Johan Kathleen doing really well. Like, I think he scored nearly 100 or maybe 100 on the dot last week.
Nice.
Yeah, Cameron does like a bit of Musa. Good fixture there. And then Willem NEC, two very similar sort of stacked teams, maybe middle of the road teams. Hoping for a 0-0 probably. Well, definitely a Willem 2 clean sheet, but yeah, definitely all to play for in the Eredivisie. I won't do the whole of the championship for now unless we have any specific requests. I'll just do some of the big boys who have cards because we'd be here all day otherwise. But Burnley at home to Watford, obviously all fully carded now. Burnley seems like a nice game for them. Rocco Vata.
There we go.
And Georgie. That's a nice double 10 there. That's really fun. He might be getting a Prem move. Have you seen those rumours?
No.
Yeah. I think it's either West Ham, Brighton, or maybe Leicester. Definitely one of the Prem teams are after him, if not multiple.
Interesting. Yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
Just always been broken every 2 weeks.
Yeah, he's always struggled, hasn't he, with injuries and stuff. But Westerlo Mekulan. And then we've got Charleroi versus St. Truden. Bertocchini back in after suspension. Well, one of the top goal scorers in the league. So that obviously boosts their chances maybe of scoring a couple. Antwerp with a shock result last Friday. Friday curse got to them, I think. Lamans with an error led to goal against Dender, who, man, I'm telling you, Dender, the surprise stack this year. Like, there's a couple of good scorers in here that have been doing pretty well. I just picked up these two defenders recently, but I've had this Berté, Rodez, and Ferro for a while since start of the season. And this Fabio Ferro is scoring really well. Like, as like a left wing back, doing really, really well. But he's a midfielder card, I think, so doesn't get clean sheets and stuff. They don't really keep many clean sheets, to be honest. But
he is scoring all right, isn't he?
Yeah, he's under 23 as well. He's fun.
Quite a cool kit. Kind of different, isn't it?
It was weird. Start of the season, like I was just like, what random team do I just go in with? Because it happened with USG 2 years ago. I was like, teams that come up from Belgium, like, they just fit. They all just fit right in, and like it's as if like they're not a championship level club coming to the Prem. And like I know they've been battered in a few games, but they're beating teams and not conceding goals, like which is a good sign of a half decent football team. So. Yeah, I'm not honestly too low on that as a fixture against Antwerp, especially being, at home for Dender. This
has
is
that random challenger vibe to it, doesn't it? Where they could beat them 3-0, like if they
literally what Go Ahead doing. Sorry, right now it's just can't call it. Genk Anderlecht's the big one though. I guess USG Club Brugge is pretty big as well, but yeah, this is a big one. This Noah Sternberg has come out of nowhere because Bonsu Bar's been injured last couple of games, and he's only like 19, scoring really, really well.
Nice.
Tolu missed a pen last week, which was a killer. Cuesta comes back in because Sadiq is suspended, and Van HVC's on a 70 with Penders because he's he's been rubbish. Again, shock horror. Yari's back in the building because Stroikens is injured. And then we've got Big Zanka, who's, not suspended, thankfully, for this one. Gent played midweek. So definitely something to contend with there. Davy Roof is 95% on against Standard Liège, who have been pretty decent recently.
Yeah.
Picking up a couple of results. And Polo doing really well. And then, this is a big one as well, though. Yeah, USG versus Club Brugge. Franjo, my boy from Croatia, hat-trick last weekend.
Nice.
So I hope, got a couple of DAs. So hopefully you can maybe get a couple this game week, but not a given against probably the best defensive sort of stack in the league. Against the Lord and MDC, obviously Mignolet. So that'll be a tough game to call. And then, Leuven, Cercle Bruges, both with new managers.
Ooh.
A couple of new manager bounces maybe in here. These played yesterday, mind. They played at home to Istanbul, whatever they're called. Bestaki or whatever they're called. I don't know. The one that plays in the Conference League.
Yeah.
But they got a 1-1 yesterday. So maybe a bit of rotations in there. No Denki, unfortunately.
Yeah, he's out of the building now, isn't he? He's played his final game.
He's done, And then Sporting away to Gil Vicente, who such a weird one right now with them, haven't they? Since Amarin's gone, I know that's probably not a shock to anyone that like they're just not doing as well. When you take out like a £10 million manager, there's a reason why they were playing so well and stuff before that. But definitely something to be said here because it's not clicking as it once was.
No, definitely not.
And this is the best matchup all game week out of every region. It's Benfica at home to Estoril. I mean, last week Otamendi didn't start, so you've got to think he comes in this week. Neither did Di Maria. Again, probably the same. Pavlidis hasn't been starting as much as maybe you'd want him to. Downey has been playing. Now's playing. He's everywhere, isn't he? Yeah. He's Mr. Utility. Karim, though, if the Turkish wizard on the left can do a bit, as maybe Kochu could. It's prime for a couple of 80, 90 pluses here, isn't it? It's just picking who gets them. Bar potentially, Caceres, the left back, could come from anywhere. That's the problem with Benfica. Genuinely could come from anywhere.
Yeah. And I was just noticing Trubin joining Lennon Miller in the 100% club.
Yeah, he loves it, doesn't he? All the under 23 boys are back to the nines. I don't know why I miss Porto, but Porto are away. Surprisingly, I don't want to jinx it, but Porto are keeping clean sheets. They've had like 3 or 4 in a row now, so that's looking pretty fun for Costa. Maybe Galano's still at left back. Danny Namaso's playing pretty well. I'm pretty sure he's English, by the way.
Oh, really?
Just like a random one. Pretty sure he is. Yeah. Amoradon didn't score last week, I don't think. Pepe Vieira's living his best life. I had to pick one up off Roxy for like 15 quid because you just can't leave him there for that price, can you?
No.
Not in this league.
Nico Gonzalez.
It looks like Varela's lost his place to Stacchio, which is interesting. Stacchio's actually been scoring pretty well, and then Nico Gonzalez has been great. So, I think he's ever present.
I think Porto's up there with Benfica is quite a good fixture as well.
It is, but it's away. That's the issue. I know it shows it's home here, but
that's kind of good for like Otavio and Nico Gonzalez. It's away.
Potentially. I don't know. It just worries me. It just worries me. Which I know you mean. There is upside in there. I wouldn't dispute that. I think Fenner played tonight, from what I'm hearing. Yeah. Someone said in the chat earlier. So
they do.
Second string keeper in goal with Livakovic injured.
Oh yeah, didn't spot that. Kostic left back. Look at this team, by the way. That's attacking football, isn't it? Jesus.
The Mourinho team, isn't it?
And ASM and Szymanski.
Yeah, it's something to it. You can see what Mourinho's trying to do here. And then I'll just fly through some of these. Besiktas maybe at home. That could be quite fun. Gedson was suspended last weekend, I believe.
Gedson in number 10 feels exciting. SO5.
Yeah, that could be different, couldn't it? Gian Mario maybe he's been bombed. Rafa on the wing instead of playing 10 potentially. I don't know exactly, but that could potentially be a thing. Gaziantep versus Antalyaspor. Sam Larsson back in the building. Maxime and Dai. Oh wow, they've figured out duplication as well in Turkey. Jesus. Wow, interesting. All the countries you wouldn't expect have the best technology these
Yeah,
days.
the massive cloning.
Yeah.
Clone Wars coming to you. And what's that? Rise of Sporicus Tepe. And then, oh yeah,
Yeah,
Gala.
this is the best one on paper, even though it's away from home. Fenner playing a team that's fourth in the league, I think, whereas Kayserispor have been struggling, I think, but have got better towards where we are in the season now. Osherman back, so could be primed for a nice little result there. Trabzonspor at home to Bodrumspor. I brought in a Mohamed Cham jersey mint this week, Quinny.
Huge game week for him.
Yeah, I'm hoping that could be quite lucrative. Tufan's been doing well, ex Watford guy, and Hull maybe.
That's a really tidy midfield, with Visca, Tufan, and that Baptiste Mendy. It's a good wee engine room they've got. Jesus, but they've got John Lundstrom at centre back. Oh,
I know. He's never been a centre back. He's a CDM all day, no?
He's barely a footballer. Let's be
I
honest.
know, but yeah, he's like the Darren Till of football.
Look at the Banza guy. What's his name? Simon Banza. I'll go and look at him.
Yeah, I think someone told me when we were streaming that he was smashing goals in somewhere. Where was it? I can't remember. Someone will have to get me in the chat.
Turkey.
Well, yeah, but prior to that, have a look. He was somewhere else that I just didn't know he played.
Braga.
That's it. Yeah, he was smashing for Braga.
I love guys that smash for Braga, then show up somewhere else.
And get a card.
Or guys that smash somewhere, then end up at Braga.
Right.
Like, brilliant. Braga's the fourth team in Portugal,
Yeah.
I can dig it. This is a good one. 28. It's kind of not a prospect. You kind of know what you're getting with him.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool, man. I can dig it.
Yeah. Yeah, he's not terrible either. Like, it's not great, but it's fun.
Yeah.
And then Istanbul, like I said, played yesterday. So, read into that how you want. Piatek, I think, scored or got a decisive maybe. And Kasimpasa, Josip Brekalo showing up in Turkey. The Costa can get a goal or two now and again. Big Harris scored really well last Friday. I didn't have him anywhere, which was just fun. And yeah, that's the extent of Challenger. What are we
Do you want to do Celtic with me just now? And then
let's do Celtic. And then
I'll need to run and get the kids in 2 minutes. So that'll kind of time nicely. If we're got here, I'll just get the screen back on for me and then I'll pass to you. Oh, no, you've got it already. That's fine. So me and McBride did the live show last night and we kind of came to this team roundabout anyway. But after listening to the press conference from Brendan, Alistair Johnson's going to be looked at over the next few days. And if he doesn't play this game, we'll play the next game, is what he said. But yesterday, Anthony Ralston did the press. So I think this is a Ralston match. I'm definitely sidelining my Johnsons. And a journal asked him as well, like, about Greg Taylor again. And the last couple of press conferences, he's been like, yeah, we like Greg, we want to keep him and all that. But the press conference today, he was like, no, I'll tell you, we want to keep Greg Taylor and I really like him and I love him and da-da-da and all the rest of it. So if you were undecided about left back, after what I've heard, in order to trying to get me sign a deal, despite all the links we've got to Kieran Tierney coming out this week, I think it will be Taylor that plays. And then maybe the other two question marks in the team is Engels and Bernardo. I think away at Dundee United, I was looking at this. Since 2015, we have only conceded 3 goals at Tannadice, which is Dundee United's ground, which is almost 10 years. So this is a game where we normally dominate the ball, and we can score really well. And so I think Engels will come in for Bernardo because he's just more offensive. I know they're both kind of box-to-boxy. And then Ida and Furuhashi is a bit of a coin toss. I think Furuhashi's been minced for about a month. So Ida, has every right to start this one. And it's away from home as well, which has generally been his part of the job share, as it were. Maybe I shout for Hatate McCowan to be a discussion, but I don't think so. I think the rest of the team kind of falls into place quite easily.
Mm-hmm. Ever since Kyogo did that incredible first touch and finish, wasn't it? He's just not really done much.
Yeah, he does. He's done all right this year. I don't know how many goals he's on, maybe 5 or 6 or something like that. It's not terrible when you look at it, but when you actually watch him, he's not doing much, and he's a walking BCM. I was teaching Celtic fans this on the CSC that a big chance missed is like a statistical sitter. It's the way of knowing the guy is that's a sitter. There's no getting away from it. And I forget what the stat was, but it's something like in the last year he's had 46 of them.
Wow.
You know what I mean? Something mad like that. Anyway, you can
Like
check on
Haaland
Twitter
numbers.
later. What's that?
Like Haaland numbers, basically. I bet you he's got a ton of big chances missed last year or so.
Yeah, I don't
I
doubt it.
reckon I bet you they're on par.
I'll have a
without.
peek at it. 2 seconds.
Yeah.
And then I'll need to run and dash because it was just an interesting point. This was a wee while ago. We mentioned this one, but big chances missed. L40, 31 in his L40, 31 BCMs. Wow. The second place player behind him is on 14.
Jesus. I mean, Celtic obviously get more chances than everyone else. So he is going to get more on paper, but it's still
more.
Not. It's still,
he's not even. It's not like he's got 100 goals.
No. Yeah, I agree.
You know, so I think either comes in. Maeda's nailed, Kuhn's nailed, McGregor's nailed, Vickers is nailed. Otherwise, everyone else we've kind of discussed. But yeah, I think it'll be a good one for us. And we're a clean sheet machine. Dundee United have maybe got a chance of scoring in this one. If you want to show us the Dundee United team, I can't remember who's all in it, but I think this is a Celtic to nil effort. We could concede a goal. It's not beyond the realm of possibility, but I think this is Celtic 5-0 in my book, or better.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, I can see it. What was I going to say? Someone said they didn't see.
Someone's
CCV
asking about Scales. Sorry. Oh, sorry. What are you saying? Sorry, I'm talking over you.
CCV is fine. Couldn't see him in the video from practice.
CCV is fine, yeah. And Scales come on for Trusty at halftime in the cup final, and I felt like a tactical change, and Scales really did change the game second half. But similar to when Vickers made that mistake for the goal against Bruges, Rodgers kept him in. Although I would say that maybe you could have seen rotation in that match, but he kept Vickers in anyway. I think the same with Trusty, although there might have been rotation planned for this. After subbing a guy off at halftime in the final for tactical reasons, I can see Brendan starting him the next match to show it was just, hey, nothing against you, pal, but it's just in that moment we needed something different and we got it. But this game, you can have it, kind of thing. So I think sentiment-wise, I would keep Trusty in it as well. And Vickers is nailed. We didn't play midweek, which is normally Vickers. That's when you need to think about his minutes. But we're about to go into midweeks. We're playing every 3 days now for the next 2 weeks, and you need to kind of watch the minutes of the centre backs going forward. But I think for this, it'll be Vickers and Trusty.
Mm-hmm. That makes sense. Right, is that you done?
I'll be back in 10 minutes.
Yeah, sounds good, mate. Sayonara. Come on then, let's get into Croatia then. Istra Ozchek, Roko Jurisic back in the building. Valencia, this is good matchup on paper. In Croatia, Gorica, Lokomotiva. Don't know a ton about these, so it's just a quick. What I do know is Michel Sego is in the building for Varazdin against Dynamo Zagreb, who do enjoy conceding a goal now and again, despite being, one of the bigger, more popular teams stacks on the game in real life. Rijeka at home to Slaven. Again, a decent fixture. I've been told by my good friend Ian that the goalkeeper is a 16-year-old kid who's going to be playing his first and last game for Rijeka after being signed by RB Leipzig for 1 million euros. So a bit of intel there. I don't think he has Sorare cards, so you can't go snag him, but just know that, he's 16. And maybe keep an eye on him. Bundes 2 then, Schalke away from home. Dusseldorf, I think this one's quite high up on the matchups tab with this Isak. Can't remember his second name, Johansson or something like that. Pretty good player. I didn't realize Giovanni Haag played for these. Interesting. Zimmerman on a 50-50. He used to be an absolute smash, didn't he? Magdeburg. We've got Fürth away to Hamburg. This could be one of the better matchups of contender. Muhim and Jean-Luc Domp. Paderborn, at home. Zetner plays for these, okay. Against Van Izek and Max Vibe. And then we've got Munster versus Ulm. Big Hendricks. Nuremberg, updated 53 minutes ago. Kasper Jander's in the building. Robin Koch. Okay. Ryan Felipe. Interesting. Hanover Hertha. This is a fun one. Maz is on a 50-50. Cuison's on a 90. Diego Deme plays for these. Wow. Napoli, isn't he? Leopold in midfield here. Halstenborg in. Big Ron Robert, Tresoldi. All the main boys are in there. And then Regensburg versus Darmstadt. Big Hornby. Who's the other kid? Isaac Lippberg. He looks like he's injured, which is not ideal. He was on fire for a bit, wasn't he? And then Kaiserslautern versus Cologne. Florian Kainz. How is Florian Kainz scoring, by the way? That is something I want to know. Maybe rubbish, but Florian Kainz, I'm just searching him up here. Ooh, okay. Yeah, Florian Kainz is coming into it, isn't he? 86 last game. Goal. Game before that, assist, 60. Before that, he wasn't starting. Lads, if you need a contender midfielder, I'm telling you, Florian Kainz was a player back in the day. It looks like he's still kicking around right now. Okay, let's fly through La Liga 2. Campos in goal for Cartagena. Tony Villa for Eibar. What's happened to what was my centre half, the Spanish lad? He was fucking ancient. He was like 40. What was his name? I had him last season. I just can't remember his. I don't know whether he's just fallen off the face of the earth or not. Ascandel got benched in the midweek, I heard. Something to keep an eye on there. Zaragoza, Ferrol. Goalie's on a 50-50. Not what you want to see. Sporting Gijón versus Malaga. Fly through these. Tenerife versus Burgos. Elche played yesterday, I believe. Big Affengrubber scored like 75 AA. Guy's an absolute freak. Could be a bit of rotational worries, though, potentially. So keep an eye on that if you're backing it. As I say that, I need to make sure that I didn't. Did I back him in my best road to glory team in the end? Let's have a look quickly. Did I back him, lads? Let's have a look. I did back him. Okay. I'll play him. I'll keep him in there. I'll keep him in. Yeah, what happened to Nahuel Knoll, Sam? Yeah, good question. I don't know. I saw he didn't play last week. It was some sort of injury, wasn't it? That left him out. Santander, Vicente, Martin, couple of good scorers in here could potentially pop off. Deportivo La Coruña versus Mirandas. Ooh, Joel Roca. I'm pretty sure Quinny has his card. I think he was a rookie from Girona. And then Levante at home. Alvarez in the building. Diego Pampin. He was a good scorer at one point as well. I wonder how he's doing right now. And then we've got the remainder of the SPFL. Kilmarnock away to Motherwell. Big Lennon Miller. 100% on. What's the script with Leighton Clarkson, actually? That's a good... I'm gonna ask my good friend Ian with that. See what the script is with him. He's 70% on here. You skip Kaiserslautern. I'm sure we'll live, lads, without Kaiserslautern. I'll go back to it in a minute. I'm sure we'll live. Dundee Rangers. Rangers obviously heartbreaking in the cup. Jack Butland stepping up for a pen. Cherney's on though. Hadji's on. Igmane's on. Diamande, Raskin. Raskin's scoring really well right now. Ross County, St. Mirren. Dundee. And then St. Johnstone versus Hearts. Joshua Ray on a 70. Let's hope he plays. Otherwise, there's going to be big trouble. And then a bit of Serie B. Salernitana versus Brescia. Not many cards in here, is there really? If there's somebody that wants me to go to any of the Serie B teams that I haven't done, just let me know. But big Berardi's in the building. Spezia. I think they have, Salvador Esposito plays for them. Sampdoria potentially, maybe a couple of cards flying around. Yeah, Mullenstein. Okay, who did I miss? I didn't think I missed anyone, did I? I did all these. Maybe maybe I didn't click on Kleiderslautern. Yeah, because I don't remember seeing big Klein Hansel. Good point. Nice spot, lads. Yeah, I mean, there's not that many leagues playing right now, so kind of bare bones, isn't it? Oviedo coach rotated everywhere, has had 3 games in 8 days. Jesus, yeah, that feels like a jam-packed schedule. I'm going to do. What am I going to do? So I'm just checking on Sorare data to see if there's anything out of the ordinary. What can we do about? I had a bit of a tough time last week, didn't I, with my choices and yeah, you know what? We'll get Sorare data up and I'll show you what my contemplations are and stuff, because why not? Why not? Come on then. So with no league earn, I am quite bare boned when it comes to champ, but I do have one team that should all kind of play. This Div 2 team, obviously, if Ward doesn't play, whatever, like, yeah, I don't mind getting one of them relegated, but I'm not going to risk my other in-season champ D2 team because I just don't have the depth. Again, yeah, this is just me utilizing my wards where I can. What we got? Challenger in season, Division 1 and Division 2, hoping the lads can do a bit of business all at home, bar the Galatasaray fixture. And then, yeah, we're thankfully back in D1 in Challenger Rare, which is nice. Going with these lads all at home, bar the Mertens. We'll see how the Anderlecht boys do with Haspalat. And then, yeah, Big Lars going to style away to AZ. I do like this. I wish this was in D1, but it's not, unfortunately. Lots of Sorare legends in that D2 team. Another D2 team, potentially. Might do a bit of damage. And then, yeah, under 23, super rare. Rodrigo back in the building. Little 4-man effort. Bursic won't play. In Division 3. 2 Division 1 rare lineups, which is fun. Doubling up on the Smolich. Going all in there. I might actually change my captaincy to Burshoff here because I don't know. I don't think I can trust Coach you, to be honest. Don't think I can trust him. Enzo's in here. That's fine. Yeah, I need to change Saibari. Do we reckon any Dutch experts in the chat? Do we reckon Saibari plays? I know the prediction seems to think that he won't, but what's the script? What's the script on him? I could go with Berte, who scored last game, maybe for Dender, but he's not up to much. I don't really have much depth. O'Neill is on to play against Willem too, but again, I don't think I'd really want to do that. I think I'd just play Saibari, even though it's D3. I don't really care in the nicest way possible. If it was D1, then of course I would care. Road to Glory. If we think Adamida starts now, but it's still a bit of a coin toss, isn't it? I think I'm just going to stick with Sago in here. Affengrubber, does he get rotated out? Maybe, but who is my replacement? Klein Hansel probably gets battered like 5-0, and Ferry could get battered 10-0. So I think I'd prefer Affengrubber on the pitch. Little all-star lineup. Obviously, Ward, if he plays, he plays. Quite excited about this Christmas target special, though, for Super Rare. All at home, big Harry Wilson captain. Yeah, 3 points under the threshold, and then same for this one. I've managed to fit Kimmich into Christmas target classic. I haven't picked my my targets yet, so I'll have to do that. And then again, if Ward does play, I might have a Super Rare team that comes into play. But again, I'm not too hopeful on that. I was just thinking, who am I not missing? But I do have a Florentino Luis that I'm not using now. Does that go into anywhere? Does Florentino Luis get into anywhere here? Don't think he does. Don't think he does. What is his L15? Let me have a look quickly. It's probably too high, isn't it? 55. Could play him instead of Harry Wilson, technically. I don't want to be doing that, though, do I? I could go Maziz over Toonstra. Is that a play? Probably not. Yeah, I want to know what the script is with Clarkson. Yeah, Veerman shooting Tillman from the start. Fair enough. Sorry, just catch up. Should be Veerman starting. What's the goal you're setting yourself, Harry? Like this weekend? So Shix? What do you mean? So I'm being told Clarkson's going to play. So if Clarkson's going to play, then we've got to fit him into a better lineup. Let me go Clarkson instead of Kenzo here. I could even get the rare in somewhere as well, couldn't I? Aberdeen are honking, so... not Aberdeen, Hibs. They're both honking probably, but... Ooh, do I go Clarkson over Sob? Clarkson over any of my midfielders? Probably not. I'll leave this sidebar. He can come off the bench and do something. I'm not too bothered about that. What is his L15, Clarkson? Just in case, 48. Does he get in anywhere here? Probably not. Okay. Ooh. I was going to say, could I play him in here somewhere? I don't think I can. Okay. Excuse me. What are we? 22 minutes. Sorry, let me catch up with the chat. I think I'm set. I just need to set my Christmas target, which... Oh, is that what you were asking maybe, So Shix, with the Christmas target? Sorry. I've now just caught on to that is probably what you're referring to. I don't know. I'll have a little look when I'm on Sorare now. I just want to just double check that everything's sort of intact here. Yes.
What happened?
There I am. I don't know. It just went off. Like I was just making my teams and yeah, just went off.
How long ago?
A minute and a half, maybe not even that minute.
Sorry, everyone. Sorry, everyone. Just about got there. Thanks everyone that hung about, stayed true to the show. And guys, we're at 98 likes, so we've not quite got there yet. But I'm sure with the 150 that are still hanging in tight on YouTube, we'll be able to get 2 more likes across the line, and we can reach that magic 100 as we're getting all our teams locked in. Harry boy, good to see you. You got last minute adjustments on the go.
A couple, but nothing crazy. I was just doing my targets because I hadn't set them. I'm going for the highest target in Rare, and I'm going to go for the lowest in Super Rare, I think. Or maybe no, that's a bit. Nah, it's a bit. Yeah, I should go middle, shouldn't I? At least.
I never even thought about the super rare one. What's the payouts?
200's the top, and then
Oh, no, I'm not bothered.
50 if you score above 420, which is still quite tough to do.
Agreed. I made a wee change when I was walking down to the school there.
Ooh,
Brought
really?
in the Kuto. Yeah, so I've just shelved the team there. But I got a fright there when I came in and I couldn't hear you because I didn't have the headphones turned on. I was like, oh, what's happened? I seen the screen and it was just, the void screen,
Yeah,
I hope everyone, it was okay to sit tight with us there while we got through that wee technical hiccup. And yeah, last little couple of tweaks. So how many teams you got going out with proper strength in them, Harry boy?
Probably like close to 20, I would say. 18, 19, yeah. Somewhere around that, I would say.
And what are you most optimistic about?
It's got to be my champ D1, I think.
Oh yeah.
Lo Celso, Bischoff,
Ooh.
Rodrigo,
The Celso.
Friedel. Yeah, I'm back in Lo Celso.
Is what you call it? Is that Friedel a good scorer?
Yeah, good scorer, yeah. 30, 40 AM I'm hoping for.
Nice.
That's kind of what he does if they can keep a clean sheet, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, it's probably my most exciting. What about you?
I'm just doing last minute wee kind of shuffle arounds there. I'm quite confident with almost everything, by the way. I'll kind of put my tips up on screen in a wee second. Did we get through all the projections okay? Everyone's locked and loaded?
Yeah, I think we're good.
We wanted to. Love that. But yeah, I'm quite confident for everything. I just need to make these last minute wee shuffles. If you bear with me a moment, sorry. But I think I've maybe made a goose of it a little bit with a last minute rejig on the Celtic stuff. Just with some of the backup teams I've got, some of the lower ranking ones.
Yeah.
Where I think, I'll probably, sorry, just kind of mumble to myself for a second while I just click and pop around some of these guys. But I know I can't do that. I need to go back to the way I had it the first time. Ignore me, sorry. Yeah. I'll put my teams on the screen. Are you still kind of clicking yours around, Harry?
No, I'm kind of done, really. I just need to do my training. Yeah, I'm pretty set.
Then that. Awesome. Right, sound. I'll just finish this and I'll put them through. We're at 15 minutes to the deadline, guys, so make sure you've got all your news in. Make sure you've got your training lineup set and ready to go as well, of course. And yeah, the deadline is going to come out as fast and quick now at this time of day. So yeah, make sure they're all locked and loaded and ready to go. But yeah, I'll just put them back. So I've got a few like dead teams that have got keepers. Like all my backup keepers actually have like a slim chance of maybe coming through. This is the select your target team I went for, Harry boy. So I've went for top target. My goalkeepers and champ have all got really difficult fixtures, especially at rare. But fancy Guedes to do all right against Leicester if he's on to start. Bruno G with the captain's armband. Angelino in defence. Dokester playing Plymouth up front. We're all black and gold. So going for 400 points for that lot. And need them all to have pretty good games, of course. But let's just cross our fingers. And then is this All-Star? Yeah, I've got some 4-man teams on All-Star, which is pretty decent players in it, by the way. But Connor Hazard has got he's back in training. He's maybe going to play for Plymouth, but it's a shit game, obviously. And Van der Voort played last week. Probably not going to play this week by all projections against Bayern, but again, you never know. So just going to put them in as a little hedge that if those keepers play, there's a team around them. I've just deleted this team here in La Liga Division 2 to go Champ Division 2 with Killison, but I'm going low division again, Harry, in La Liga, because that's won me a few cards in Super Rare. So I'm going again with a strong team in low division. And it's a very Quinny lineup. We've got Sorare in goals. We're going with the Girona fullbacks, Arnau Martinez and Miguel Gutierrez, with that Sociedad spine of Oyarzabal and Brais Mendes. So let's hope it comes off. And I've got a full in-season Sociedad team running out now. I've got a Sergio Gomez in-season for 40 quid on the secondary market, would you believe? So I thought, brilliant timing. We can get him into a team there. Classic Taki Kubo with the captain's armband. Dimitrievski from Valencia, the in-season keeper. Sucic and Aaron Baru fills it out. So again, I'm going low division with it. I'm playing super low in La Liga. But maybe as I've got the Sergio Gomez in it now, because I did have a different team wonder if I can maybe play like one division higher, just because it's maybe a little bit better, you know. No, I've only got D4s, so that's as high and as low as I can play that. And I'm going Bundesliga, Harry, in Classic. Mukiele on to play, Frimpong playing up front, basically. So I've got like a Leverkusen spine here. Mukiele, Frimmers, and Wirtz. Wirtz with captain, obviously. Sané up front against Leipzig, and then Vasilj goals against Stuttgart. D2. So I'm quite hopeful that could be okay. They're all on to start. And then I had three Super Rare Division 2s last week. The Unal team got promoted into Division 1, believe it or not, which was the last team that I picked. So I'll put quite a strong team out for this week. I've went with Captain Cunha. I'm expecting him to play at this stage. Robertson, Coop Miners, and Skorupski with Castellanos. So I'm just kind of going for it gung-ho. And then I'm playing another D2 in champ with Killison coming in over here, taking him out of La Liga. And I'm playing Sabitzer and Jan Kuto alongside Angelino and Kyle Larin, who's playing Getafe. So if he breaks my Killison, my Sorare clean sheet, at least I'll have him somewhere else, you know, benefiting from it kind of thing. And then I've got the Valencia in-season stuff playing in Division 2, rare. And I've called this team Casha or Blanca. So just kind of going for it away at home to Alaves. Hopefully they do okay. Let's see how it shakes. And then Fraser Foster's got an okay team. And because Fraser Foster's got such a tough match, I'm playing him with Guardiola, Olmo, Zubimendi, and Castellanos in Division 3. Because the keeper's probably going to rinse me. And hopefully then if the outfield do okay enough, it'll work out well enough. And then the last champ team I've got here, I've got Jan Musso, who isn't going to play, right? But Harry, I've heard, I think it was Nepenfez saying this, right? But for the first time ever, I had a Sorare dream. I woke up this morning, fresh in the memory is a dream that I got Jan Musso to score like 84 points in this match. And I had him in a team. I was like, oh, thank God, at least I had him in a wee crap lineup somewhere. And then I remember I was raging that the team I had him in was shit anyway. You know what I mean? So like it didn't actually pay off. So I don't know if that was a premonition or just a fever dream or whatever, but I dreamt Jan Musso does an 84 or an 82 or something in this game. So if it happens, then it happens. And then in Challenger, mate, all the collection pieces are coming together. I've got that limited Angus Gunn in goals, but Lager BLK in defence, Eo Tanaka and Rocco Vata in midfield, and Mikey Johnson up front. So I've got a full accidental Challenger lineup out of collection pieces, mainly Celtic, which is fun. And then this is maybe the crown jewel, Harry boy. I was telling you this about before coming on. I'll probably have a video in the next couple of days coming out, probably Monday, going through like a lot of stuff, but it kind of touches on this as well. But and yes, Surfy, it does look like the other guy's going to start. But I met a Plymouth scout when I was at Celtic Champions League against, was it maybe Bruges Champions League, the youth game? And I bumped into some scouts there. One of them was a Plymouth scout, and he was telling me that the director of football, they had a scouting or whatever, is like a Celtic fan, and they all love Connor Hazard down there. So, like, if back in training, he's got a chance. It probably is the Grimshaw guy, you're right, but he's in a wee team in case he gets the minutes. But in contender, Harry, I've got 3 in-season rares, which all look pretty good to go for me. 2 D1s and a D3. Really well stacked, quality options in all the places. And I'm not taking any risks, I think, with who might play and who might not play. I've got the same for Classic, but I've got 2 D1s and a D2. And again, like, really happy with all the combinations we managed to make here. High certainty on starts and good games and all the rest of it. But I've now also got 3 in-season limited lineups going out off the back of this. Now, 2 of them are okay. One of them, which I've called it Dreghorn. If you're in Scotland, you maybe get that joke a little bit. The Dreghorn team's pretty mince. Just with Yang is probably going to be on the bench. Astley's playing Rangers. And Bernardo, I don't think he starts this one, but maybe he does. I've got 3 limited in-season teams playing all of a sudden with some dregs, and I can cover rotation options here as well. And then I've got 1 classic team in limited that has a goalkeeper and 2 that don't. So I've got 2 4-man efforts, but get the thick end of 12 lineups here out of that Celtic collection now, which is, it's just cooking, man. I know they all can't win, but I mean, I should have so many combinations here covered of like who could play, who scores well, you know, and all that kind of stuff. And I've got 2 limited Schmeichels, and the rule of thumb in here is limited Schmeichels are captain. So I've got 2 captain Schmeichels and limited, which is fun. And I've got the keepers to fill this out already. Once Ross Laidlaw comes back from injury, that's 2 goalkeepers. So I'm looking at, and again, let's see throughout the Christmas period if I can keep this up with maybe some of these players in Germany or whatever not having matches here and there. But contender, man, I'm hoping to pull boxes. I'm hoping to bag some cash. I'm hoping to try and reveal a card or two while we're at it. But I feel like I've got 30 odd lineups here, including training. It's probably 20 odd. Like, I don't think any of them that have got 5 starters I'm not excited about. I'm quite buzzing for everything, to be honest.
Good place to be. Really good place.
Probably gets suspended. Oh, need double check.
Yeah, I've heard about that. Yeah.
So what's that deal? It might get suspended.
Yeah, like they're waiting like for it to kind of happen today or something.
Oh yeah, it's 50-50. Bummer. I don't really care about that team anyway, but if that goes against me, then no spilled milk. Has until Thursday to respond, until after the deadline if found guilty. Oh, gutted. All right, so we need to watch out for that. Great catch, Rasko Masaki. But yeah, I don't have any option with that anyway, so I'm just throwing that one out there. But yeah, 8 minutes to the deadline. I'm cooking. I'm feeling good. I think all my training lineups are done as well. Just wait to double check that since putting Sabitzer and Kuto into a lineup. For my wee Borussia Dortmund super rare play that I've got on the go.
You done training, do you say? Yeah.
Training's done, yeah. Just double checking it, but oh no, it's not actually. I'm missing 2 players, but that's fine. I can fix that quickly. So yeah, I did have Marcus Llorente in a team, but it is Barca, so I took it out in case, like, because he's going to be one-on-one with Rafinha, so there might be some fouls and shit like that, you know, a booking and whatever. Still could score amazing, but I think Sabitzer midfield is maybe just a wee bit safer. Like, could just get a DA and like 680 or something, you know.
Yeah.
Be a bit more. And Joan Jordan is away to Valencia, so I've kind of dropped him for Kuto. Could do well against Valencia, but again, around, and if he's on to start, like against Wolfsburg, I think it's a game where there'll be goals, and just looking to try and catch some decisives. Really, it's part of the game there.
100%.
But yeah, cooking, man.
Yeah, exciting week. Exciting weekend. I was just looking ahead. I don't think I have much for next weekend at all. Like just players playing in general, you know.
I think, yeah, like Celtic play like every 3 days now for the next bit. So
that's crazy.
Like, yeah, so like I'll have next week, this next midweek. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6.5 goalkeepers at rare for the next midweek. And then, yeah, it stops here, doesn't it? It doesn't go any further at the moment. What have I got in this region, I wonder? Maybe some of the championship guys. That's kind of it, isn't it? Championship midweek.
Yeah, I think so.
And is there any all-star stuff? Just think, see in case anyone's missing out on that. But we've got a wee cap 220. Yeah, I think that's all that's really playing. Is Celtic. Oh, I think I've seen a Robbo there as well. Maybe there's a bit of Prem. Wolves, Man United. Yeah, there's a wee bit of Prem next game week.
Have you got anything tonight?
Oh, do I have anything tonight? That's a good question. Let's have a peek. Friday night. Nothing there. Oh, Bayern. I've got Bayern players playing tonight. Bayern Leipzig's today.
Yeah.
Girona play tonight as well. Actually, that'll be good fun.
Ooh.
Yeah, some really good Friday night action there, but those 2 matches. I wonder if there's anything else.
Like Fenner play tonight, I know that much.
Yep. Fenner. Motherwell Kilmarnock, if anyone cares about that. Lennon Miller. Tony Watt.
Tony, what?
And yeah, I think that might be all she wrote for me on Friday night action. How was the Friday curse last week? It screwed someone, I think, didn't it?
I can't remember. So good. Let me have a look quickly what I had going on. I'm sure I had a few. Well, you know, I definitely got. Yeah, I definitely got done somewhere. Let's have a look. Friday was. Yeah. Well, no, actually. I got done by the Toulouse. Remember that? The Toulouse Saint Etienne. Like I had Suso did well, but yeah, he was kind of the only one. And then and Valencia lost the clean sheet. Yeah, that was
Valencia.
that was a killer for me. That was. And then all the players I didn't play, like Guzman's in my Road to Glory, didn't play him. This was good, mine. My keeper kept a clean sheet in Challenger, but like
Nice.
D1 under 23, I recall. I didn't play him anywhere. Didn't play him. It was just just classic Friday night reverse curse. Freiburg played, didn't they? Not that I had anyone, but I remember, Grufo didn't really do too much that week.
Aye. So yeah, got some people some bits. The Toulouse one rang a bell. Valencia screwed me as well.
Yeah, that Valencia one was a killer. Both my D1s got relegated, but my D2 got promoted. So like we just flipped. Like I had 2 D1s, 1 D2. Now I'm 1 D1 and 2 D2. So yeah, I'm quietly confident for the weekend. I'm quite excited. I've got a few bits tonight, which like Tadic captain, which could hurt maybe. First game of the game week. Bayern, I've got Kimmich captain. I've got Sepe playing here. I've got a few bits. Westerlo boys. Yeah, it could be, and Kaminsky. Jesus, lots of keepers playing, which could be a recipe for disaster, mate.
Best of Europe, Harry. Have you played your team yet?
I have, mate. Yeah, I did do it yesterday. I've captained. I've captained the Welsh Wizard.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, little Real Madrid Fulham stack with David De Gea in goal.
Oh, that's good.
What
I
about
picked
you?
mine on the Road to Glory team, 0 to Hero, sorry, but I've not done it on this, so I'm tempted to maybe just crash one out quickly. But yeah, I remember goalkeeper being quite tough. I did fancy like Vanya, or there was a few guys that looked okay. De Gea is a good one as well. I like the look of De Gea. Goalkeeper's kind of tough, isn't it? So there's a few.
Yeah, it is tough.
But yeah, I'm probably going to go Vanya. I like Vanya as a common at home to Bologna. I don't think Bologna scored much, if at all. In defence, yeah, I like Anthony Robinson a lot. I'm probably going to take him. Grimaldo's a great shout as well because he's kind of playing up front.
Yeah, I like Grimaldo.
Yeah, I might go Grimmer. And then in midfield, Bellingham's a good shout. Bischoff, I like Work a lot as well this game week. Kimmich, Elliot Anderson, that's a good shout as well. Oh, it is tough, isn't it? I'm just going to go Wirtz.
Yeah.
Mamouche and Palmer. Boom. And then who do you get? Slot. Palmer.
Love it. Minute to go.
We've done it. Hey.
We're done.
DeMarco. Oh, DeMarco could be a good shout. You're right, by the way. I can squeeze that in.
15 seconds.
It's not coming up. Oh, maybe it's around deadline. Bastard. Missed it. Okay. There's always got to be something, isn't there? But yeah, we got that team in at least anyway.
Ooh, De Gea plays Monday as well. Just looking.
Oh, that'd be a sweat. Oh, Sommer, of course. I should have went Sommer. Home to Como, aren't they?
Yeah, into defensive stack maybe.
Yeah.
That is good luck and go fuck, I think.
Yeah, that's us. Andy Black said it. Good luck to everyone this game week, guys. On that note, by the way, we've got some Friday night programming happening all across the place. Anyway, I was planning on going live later on tonight, but I think Harry boy, your 12 days of Christmas is around the same time, so we might I might just find myself over at your shop, and then I can put my feet up and maybe just do a wee bit of that. So stay tuned, guys. We'll have some programming tonight somewhere, somehow. If you haven't already, you're mad. But if you haven't subscribed to Harry Trade's channel, the link is in the description of the stream, of course, here on YouTube. We've had a bunch of you here. Thanks for you that hung through the little technical difficulties. We smashed through 108 likes while we're live on YouTube. So thanks everyone that's joined the show while we've been over there. And yeah, good luck to everyone this game week. Enjoy the festive period with whatever you're getting up to with friends and family and all that good stuff over the next couple of days. I won't see you live again for probably about a week or so. I'll be out of town Monday to Friday, but there'll be some pre-recorded stuff and some nice clips and all the rest of it coming out on the channel over the next couple of days. So if I don't see you here later tonight, I'll see you on videos and all the rest of it. But good luck and go fuck everyone. Good game week, everyone. Good luck. Harry boy, pleasure.
All the best, lads. Yeah, all the best.